Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this pastel rainbow makeup look. So I'm starting off by going in with my Anastasia Dipbrow pomade. This is in the shade Granite, and I like to use this to just fill in my brow. I'm using a angled, tapered, small brush, so that way you get more precision and more cleanliness when you're doing your brows. I start by drawing a line on the bottom of my brows just to start and carve out the shape I want. Once I have the bottom line drawn, I go ahead and I start filling in the top of my eyebrow, and I basically just draw in where I want them to be. I have very thin, sparse, light eyebrows, so I do pretty much have to just draw them on where I want them to be. So as you can see, once I have the shape, I go ahead and fill it in, and then I start feathering the product forward. So at the end of this brush is a little spoolie, and I just use that to blend the product together so that way they don't look like solid blocks. So I just really try and blend that color together and make it a gradient instead of just one solid dark eyebrow. So now I'm going in with my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair Beige. It's pretty light for my skin, but I like to use it as a base for my eyeshadow, as well as carving out my eyebrows and just cleaning them up. I used to use a black eyeliner to fill in my eyebrows even more and make them even more darker on the tails of my eyebrows, but right now I have pretty light hair, so I don't go in and make them even darker. I just leave them like that medium dark brown color. The only concealer I used to use was Tarte Shape Tape. I love that concealer, but it's so expensive, and also the packaging always leaked, so I was looking for a cheaper dupe that I could easily access and I wouldn't have to drive really far away to an Ulta to purchase. So I found this e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and it's super cheap and it works really good. The packaging doesn't leak, but it's a similar applicator as the Tarte Shape Tape, so it feels like you're using the exact same product and it stays on really well. I really like this, and I definitely recommend. Links to all the products I'm using are in the description down below, so if you're wanting to try any of the products I used today, I will leave everything linked for you in the description down below in case you're looking for some new makeup or you're running out of something and you want to try something new. So as you can see, I'm just carving out my eyebrows really well. I feel like this part is what makes your eyebrows really crisp and clean, and it really just shapes them even more. Now I'm putting the concealer on my eyelids. I'm using it as a primer, and I'm using this really small makeup sponge from Makeup a Murder. I love their makeup sponges. It's what I use for my foundation as well as concealer and primer and everything. They come in a double pack, so you get the small beauty blender as well as the large one. They come together. I'll leave a link obviously down below for you guys, but I've had these for a year and I use them every single time I do my makeup. They just work so well, and they're super soft. I've had bad experiences with beauty blenders where they're really firm and not very squishy, and these ones are just so soft. So now I'm going in with this Makeup a Murder pigment. I don't know the shade name because it's not on the bottle, but again, link will be in the description. They have two different kinds of white. They have a shimmery white, and then they have a matte white. I'm using the shimmery one. I really wanted this look to be like clouds and very airy and shimmery, so I decided to prime my eyes with that and just lay down the base of the shimmery white. And then I'm going in with this e.l.f. mascara and brow gel, and I'm just setting my brows. Then I'm going in with the Pastel Pigments for Makeup a Murder. I love these so much. They work so well. You can also use their Chemical X to make liquid eyeliners with them. And I'm just going in rainbow order, and I'm applying one color after the other. So you saw I started with purple, and I'm using a very small compacted brush to apply each shade. Because this makeup look is very small in scale, you're doing small lines of each color, you want to make sure to have a brush that matches that so it makes the job easier for you. I did start by putting a piece of cardboard up to my face so that way it would be a nice precise line, but I decided not to do that, and I will just clean up the fallout when I'm done. You can also use tape if you want to put on the corners of your eyes to make it really crisp and clean. That's a good trick to use. I used to do that all the time. So as you can see, I'm just taking each color and I'm applying it on top of the next. So I started with purple, blue, green. Now I'm going in with yellow, and I'm just putting the yellow on top of where the green was. Now, as I'm putting the colors above the last one that I had put on there. Sometimes there is a little bit of fallout because you're using loose pigments, so I might go back in and retouch up the green and retouch up the blue, just so that way the yellow doesn't cover it up when I'm putting it on. Now I'm going with orange, doing the exact same thing. Again, if you feel like some of the other colors you applied have gotten covered up and they're not as distinct, you can go back in and retouch them up. I'm doing that throughout this process just so that way every single color is showing up on my eyes. A lot of you guys have been asking for makeup videos, so I am here to please you and give you makeup videos. I love doing makeup. It's like one of my favorite things to do along with hair. I just never record it, so now I'm gonna start recording it for you guys. Maybe it'll help you and I'll be able to show you, how I do my makeup and also hang out with you guys. Like, I like to listen to podcasts or watch YouTube videos while I do my makeup. That's why I'm not doing like talking during the video. So here's the eyeshadow portion done. We're gonna go back in with that loose pigment, that white color, in a second. I just cleaned up the bottom with a makeup remover wipe to make the edges really clean. So here we are with the white shimmery powder. I'm putting this below my brow on my brow bone to make it super, super shimmery and white. Now I'm going in with my NYX Pore Filler Primer. Literally, I'm out of this. I had to cut a hole in the corner so I could squeeze out the rest of the product. So if you know a good drugstore dupe for this at like Walmart or something, let me know because I need a new primer. Now I'm going in with my foundation. This is the NYX Photo Focus Foundation, and this is the dewy one. I do have the matte ones also, but I prefer the dewy ones, and I use the shades Cream Beige and Soft Ivory. Now I'm going in with that bigger Makeup a Murder sponge that I showed you earlier to actually blend in my foundation. Right now it is the summertime, so I am more tan than normal. So I'm going in mostly with the darker shade, which is the Cream Beige, and then I just add a few dots of the Soft Ivory in there to lighten it up a tiny bit, and it's a pretty good shade match. And also these applicators on the foundation bottles make it so much easier to apply the foundation on your face. You just take the little wand out and dot it all over your face, and then all you have to do is blend it in. You don't have to worry about getting your hands dirty or pumping something on the back of your hands. It makes it super easy to apply your foundation. Now I'm going back in with that e.l.f. concealer in the shade Fair Beige. I just use a little bit of this, especially in the summertime when I am more tan and my concealer is very, very light for me. I just add the tiniest bit to brighten up under my eyes, on my chin, and the center of my forehead. And as you can see, I am using that same Makeup a Murder brush. Normally I do like to use a smaller one that comes in the pack, but I didn't wet it that day and I was too lazy to get up and go and wet my beauty sponge, so I just used the bigger one that I had just wet and cleaned. So I'm just using this to blend in that concealer underneath my eyes. And I learned that if you put some closer to your nose and on the outside of your eye, it winds up looking better and it actually brings up your face, kind of like a facelift, instead of sagging your face down. So I apply minimum product and blend it out really good with my foundation. Now I'm going in with my favorite setting powder. This is a Makeup a Murder translucent powder. I dropped it on my lap, which hit the desk, which spilled pigments all over my lap, as you can see. That's the one negative working with neon pigments, is they can spill everywhere. So yeah, I had a big mess all over my desk and everything. But this is a translucent powder. It comes with a very large kabuki brush. So I basically just use this to set the concealer underneath my eyes, on my chin, and on my forehead. And then I go ahead and apply it all over my face, just a very thin coat, just to set that dewy foundation. Then I'm going in with my, I got more powder everywhere. Then I'm going in with my NYX Contour and Highlight Palette, and I grab a few shades out of here. And then I'm going in with my NYX Taupe Blush. This isn't really a blush, it's more of like a contour shade. And I just apply this over the top of the contour that I just did. Now I'm going in with my Morphe 8C Cool Pro palette, and I dip into a bunch of blushes in there. I honestly just go wild and dip into lots of different shades, and I apply it everywhere, on my nose, on my cheeks, all over my face. We love a blushy, cute look. Now I'm going in with the Pastel Pigments, and I'm just bringing them under my eyes, and again doing it in rainbow order. So on the corner it's going to be purple, then we're going to go in with blue, then green. In the center we're going to do yellow, orange, and then we're going to finish off under the eyes with the pink, and I kind of blend all these together so they don't look harsh and they blend together really well. Now I'm going in with my Colourpop Highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. I love this highlighter. It is so blinding and it looks like glass. So then I'm going back in with that white shimmery pigment and I'm putting it underneath my eye, blending it into my highlight just to make everything really, really pop, and it kind of ties in my eye look with my highlight and just brightens my face so much. I wanted this to look like beautiful, bright clouds with a pastel rainbow. I'm also applying this in my inner corner for a nice pop of highlight. Then I'm going back in with my NYX contour shade in taupe, and then I'm just contouring my nose a little bit. I'm still not very good at this, so I just do very, very light amount. And I'm adding highlighter on top of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. Then I'm gonna apply some lashes off camera. This is from Spoiled Cosmetics. It is the Michelle Hart bundle. Now I'm going in with my NYX lip pencil in the shade Espresso, and I'm just lining my lips with this. Then I'm going to fill them in with my Maybelline lipstick in the shade 930 Truffle Tease. I've been liking more shimmery lipsticks and not matte and drying. So I'm just going to top this off the center of my lip with my Spoiled Lip Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Skin. Just putting this in the very center of my lips, and then I'm going to use my finger to blend all the colors together just to create like a nice gradient so my lips not all the same color. Now I just like to put eyeliner on top of my lashes so that way you can't see the lash band as much and it's not as noticeable. Here is the finished look. I love how it turned out. Let me know if you guys like these makeup videos and if you would like to see more of them. Oh, I love this pastel rainbow. It looks like a racing stripe and I think it's so pretty. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Instagram in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and until next time guys, stay weird. Goodbye. See you later.